The One Economy Foundation, under the auspices of the Office of the First Lady, is hosting a Namibia Infertility Conference virtually today. The event will bring together specialists, families, activists impacted by issues of infertility on the nexus of SGBV stigma, as well as the financial strain relating to fertility services. Now, Helena Gaifiwa, the project officer of the One Economy Foundation, now joins me in studio to tell us more. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Namibia, Helena.
Good morning, Denver.
Now, we do know that infertility is not an easy matter and it's quite a sensitive subject. Talk to us about the One Economy Foundation in the involvement and interest in this matter.
Last year we had, in partnership with the Merck Foundation, Merck More Than a Mother, an infertility conference in Namibia, where Her Excellency the First Lady of Namibia was actually, where we met her, and she was leading an ambassador, an ambassador of the Merck More Than a Mother campaign, which is spearheaded by all the First Ladies in Africa. And this organization focuses on dealing with stigma around infertility. And with that conference, obviously, this is where this is born from, and this is where we want to start a conversation. With this, the One Economy Foundation aims to raise awareness, we aim to advocate, and of course, just deal with myths and the stigma that goes around infertility.
Speaking about the stigma, that preempts the next question. We do know that men and women feel the wrath of society that creates stigma around infertility. Talk to us about the connection between infertility and SGBV, as well as stigma when it comes to this matter.
Especially the world that we live in. Funny enough, today we still think of infertility as a woman problem. So many times when it comes to just talking about it, the gender around it, we talk about it like the women are the problem. And whereby you have couples that have been married for over 10 years, 15 years, but they never actually went together as a couple to get help. Whereby the woman is always the one that's stigmatized in the relationship, where then obviously it leads to issues such as GBV. But in so many cases, in our findings, we found that, not even just in our finding, this is a general thing, that infertility is not only a woman issue. It's definitely for both men and women. And for so long, our woman has been suppressed by the case that they are the ones that are suffering. I mean, from our conference last year, we had issues, we had scenarios where women will say, I know my husband is infertile, but I don't want to go out there and talk about it because I don't want to bring shame to him. I don't want society to think of him in a certain way.
But why must she bear the brunt of the shame, and we can't shoulder this responsibility together as a couple?
This is what society has taught our women. This is the place that women are taught to be, that you are the one with the problem. And obviously women carry that circumstance.
Part of the challenge relates to our cultural beliefs and our traditions, if one has to be honest about the matter. And some have the view that infertility is described amongst the community as a curse or situation brought about by ancestral issues.
We have so many issues. We have so many names. You have a cement womb. These are some of the things that come out. You are cursed, like you're saying, by your ancestors. You're not worthy of giving birth. We have so many of these things that come out that women have been called until today as to why they are infertile.
The other significant hurdle is that fertility treatment is quite a costly affair. Talk to us about that, please.
That is also one of the biggest issues that obviously came out from the conference last year, and of course also that people, women and couples that are going through this situation right now, is the fact that fertility treatment in the country right now is very, very expensive. It's extremely expensive. And there are conversations that we are spearheading and that we are participating in. That is, of course, to see how we can bring private and government together to see how we can come about, and of course, this can be available to everybody. But that is still in the conversation.
Moving to today, this conference is scheduled to take place virtually. What exactly is the aim and purpose of the conference?
Definitely to raise awareness, definitely to talk about the stigma around it, definitely to educate that is not only the nation but everybody else about infertility, and of course also to talk about the rawness of the reality that exists around infertility. And again, to put emphasis that infertility is not just a woman issue, it's definitely a shared responsibility. And I think like today we are going to talk about like the financial constraints. We're going to talk about the myths. We're going to dismantle so many of the myths, and like we said, about cultural backgrounds and beliefs. So many people believe that I'm in this situation because of this and that, and I'm very excited because we have an exciting lineup of panelists.
Please talk to us about that.
Yeah, we have an exciting lineup of panelists. We have exciting speakers. We have Dr. Kimber, who is one of very renowned gynecologist, fertility specialist in the country. And he's actually going to be giving his overview on infertility in Namibia. He's going to be touching on some of the myths and some of the things that people believe is the cause of infertility. And of course, also just talking from an experience, especially with his practice, what are some of the situations that he has seen and what can you maybe do? What is also important, especially with Dr. Kimber, he mentioned that sometimes when you go to the hospital, it might be too late. So this is definitely some of the things, the areas that he's going to touch on. When to know when to seek help. As a couple, not as a woman, as a couple. And not as a man, as a couple. When to know when to seek help. We have Dr. Ndovi, who's actually busy writing a book on infertility. And in his book, he's going to touch on the myths. The myths are very, very important, like you mentioned earlier, because we're coming from a cultural background. And so many people believe so many things. This is why I'm here. This is why I am who I am. We have ladies that have gone through it also. We have Ms. Lena Motseng, who's going to be sharing her story. We have Ms. Florence. She's from Morongo. She's going to be sharing her story. And very interesting on our program, we have a man who's also going to be sharing our story. And I think it's very brave of him to come out, in, especially the society that we are in, when the light is put so much on the woman. And as a man, you need to shy away from it. So we're very honored to have him because he's going to be standing, he's going to say, look, I am testimony and I am a man and I'm actually also going through this and it's not a taboo at all.
To what extent do you believe that having these frank, honest conversations in a safe space about this raw matter will help us deal with the stigma better and move on with grace?
Education. For me to get to the root of the matter, is important that we educate our people. It's important that we educate our people on issues of infertility, and people need to know that it's not a taboo. We want to get our people out of that cultural mindset and that thinking that when you are suffering from this, it's a sense of there's an issue about you. We want to educate our people that this is the problem at hand. And we also, and this is why we have the doctors also that are going to be there, is because we want to tell them you can get help. And maybe not if you're at a certain place right now, maybe it's really expensive for you, but who is starting now, you can get help and it can be detected early and you can definitely get help.
Thank you very much. As we conclude, let's talk logistics. What time will it take place and are people still allowed or able to register should they wish to do so?
It's taking place today, that is at 10 o'clock. It is online, so it's a virtual conference. Obviously, because of the times that we are in right now, we are adapting to the new way of doing things. And you can go onto all our social media platforms, that is One Economy Foundation, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook, and you will find the link there. So all you need to do is click onto the link and you can register. And I would like to plead that is, if you're not going through it yourself, you maybe have a family member, you have a friend, I would like to encourage everybody to please participate and be part of this conversation and just assist a family out there. And of course, also issues of infertility is very sensitive. And I always tell people, when you meet somebody in town, let's stop asking questions like, why are you not giving birth? Why don't you have a child? Because you don't know. That person might just be coming from the doctor and they might just heard the news that you're not able to give birth. So let's be a little bit cautious and let's be very sensitive around issues of infertility.
Thank you very much for holding space for women and men
Yes.
as far as this very sensitive issue is concerned, and best of luck for today.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us.
There you have it, Helena Kaifiwa, Project Officer at the One Economy Foundation, talking to us about the very contentious and sensitive issue of infertility, and they'll be hosting a virtual conference this morning on the matter. Stay tuned.